What's up? What's up? What's up, family and friends? Friends and family, what's up? I am a determined black man, John Jay, and as usual, I'm determined to reach at least one someone that's out there listening to the sounds of my voice, if not each and every one of you are. Hey, look. I know we are 3 months into the new year, but actually my new year is just beginning. However, I just wanted to reach out to you all because I know that you're probably noticing a lot of changes taking place in this world right now. No matter where you may be, especially here in America, the new Babylon. Of course, we're seeing a lot of changes because we are experiencing something we never experienced before. We're experiencing a almost somewhat that gives you a sense of a dictatorship. But hey, I ain't saying that for fact. I'm saying that because of all the things that started to add up in the way that they subtract. And when I do my math, that's what I come up with. Yeah. And in doing such, I also find the evil and wickedness has started to take off and multiply at a very high scale. Good people, for those of you all that's listening to me that may have righteousness in your heart and you're seeking to do good and to live by a righteous spirit and to live with a righteous cause, you might find it very hard these days. You know why? I know you already know why, but just so that you can identify and you can know that you're not alone, it's because you keep trying. You keep trying to reach certain people. You keep trying to show certain people the right way. And it seems like the more that you try to set an example and lead them away from that evil, wicked path that they're on, it seems the more it is that you are looked upon as the bad guy. You're treated as though you've done something wrong. They've led you to believe that you are the problem. See, but what you have to recognize and what you have to realize is that we are living in the last of days. A lot of people don't want to actually take that in and ingest it. So a lot of people don't want to come to terms with that. And so we're going to try to fix things by our own understanding. But you got to stop leaning into your own understanding and trust the spirit of the Most High. See, if you're a righteous person, then I'm willing to bet you that you've been involved with some people out here that you just couldn't show them exactly who you are. They never did quite understand what you were trying to reach for or what you were trying to teach for or why were you angling and dangling a certain type of way. They never could support you. They never did support you. They never gave you any type of feedback or real true love. No type of real concern. Never showed you any real love. But you gave your all. And now you're wondering, why? How? How could an individual, how could a person, how could a human being, someone that I've invested my time, my energy, my money, my heart into, how could that very someone turn their back on me? How could that very someone act like nothing never happened? How? When I've done A through Z, 1 to infinity, I've showed you time and time again that I got your back, like chiropractic. And you're trying to figure out how is it that someone could be so oblivious and be so blind to the fact that you are that one? It's because they are zero. And the only thing a zero could do for a one is to take one from it. It'll never give you one back. Do you feel me? Do you hear me? A zero could never give you one. All it could do is take one from you, one. So the smartest thing that we could do is allow them to remove themselves. See, they're removing themselves because it makes them uncomfortable to be in our presence. See, us being in their presence shines a bright light on all that dark imperfection in their lives that they're trying to hide from other people. See, rather than them fess up, confess with their heart, their mind, their mouth, their tongue. Rather than them ask you for your forgiveness, rather than them be sorrowful, they'll rather manipulate the situation and make other people believe that you're the problem. That's only so that they can move on to someone else or something else that they could use to hide themselves from the true them. See, it ain't you, but you will spend years and years because that's a part of the manipulation for them to have you under the illusion that it's you. That it's you that's the problem, that you are the reason that things aren't working out. It's you the problem, the reason why this or that. But the truth of the matter is, it ain't you. It's just that they are ready for the next segment in their lives. This is what narcissist people do. This is narcissist behavior. And so I'm gonna tell you from firsthand experience. We're seeing narcissists at a very much more high rate nowadays. That's because wickedness is turned up to the max, man. It's still trying to claim some souls before it's too late. See, we getting right to the door. We in the final stretch of things, man. So as we get closer and closer to that gate, to that finish line, to that date, when this world shall pass us by and it should be no more, then you're going to start to see more and more wickedness. You're going to start to see more and more sickness and disease. You're going to start to see more and more unpredictable weather. You're going to start to see more droughts. You're going to start to see more floods. You're going to start to see more snow. You're going to start to see more heat and fire, wildfires. Any of this stuff starting to ring a bell yet? Right. So that's how you know it's all lining up. And being on this nature trail reminds me of how important it is to be at one with nature, to be in harmony with nature. See, one thing about nature, unlike human beings, even though we all live, yeah, the trees living too. The beautiful thing about a tree is that you can look at the tree on the top side and you can see its beautiful bark, or you can see its beautiful leaves and blooms and blossoms. But underneath the soil, you can't see what's going on underneath that soil. Where it's fighting, it's twisting, it's turning, it's twisting around other arms and legs to try to get somewhere in a position where it can gain hold so that it can help the tree to continue to grow up. See, that's the beauty of a tree. That's the beauty of a tree. Like, it's all working in unison. As we see the top and the blossom, underneath the surface, the things that we can't see, all the hard work, the grit and the grind that is going through to hold that tree and to balance that tree, to keep that tree centered so that it can grow up to the sun. It's a beautiful thing. Life. But one thing about nature is that whatever you put into it, you normally get back out. What you put into nature is what you're going to get back out. Unlike us humans that have been corrupted, yeah, our soil taints it. So, you plant good seeds in some humans and you get a humanoid. You get some type of toxicity because that soil has been toxified. You're planting in bad soil. Yeah, it ain't the fact that you did plant or you didn't. You did plant the seed, but it was in the wrong soil. So now you go and you reap that harvest and you take part in it, and now it make you sick. Right. And so that's what we face with today. You know what I'm saying? You got people out here that are pretending to like you, pretend to love you, pretend to be on your side, pretend to support you, act like they got your best interest at heart. But they only using you for a time, for a season. And they plan on making a great escape by putting some dirt on your name, because that's how it goes. That's what they do. In order for them to hide from who they truly are, and so that they can get back to being who they truly are, they got to put some dirt on your name so that they can open the gate and pop a door with someone else that's willing to protect them for that next time, that next season to come. And it's just a perpetuated cycle, because there's never no real love. There's never no real empathy. There's never no real sympathy for anyone or any situation. It's just about them and making them feel comfortable being who they are and what they perceive is real and what they perceive is love, which they can't, because they don't have real true feelings. They only go based off of impulse and opportunity. See, you could have done something to that person years ago, begged them for forgiveness, been apologetic, did everything you could within your strength and your might. But still, that individual will hold on to that one imperfection, that one problem that you all had for years and years to come, just to have an excuse to self-justify moving on, because that's what narcissists do. They never intend to just settle. They never intend to just be with one person, because they know eventually that person is going to discover who they really and truly are. So as they are with the person that they are currently with, they use different things to build storylines for the next case or the next person so that they can continue to play the victim. See, a lot of people feel secure being a victim because they know that people are going to be more charitable to a victim. People are going to show more love to a victim. People are going to come to a victim's rescue and aid them. And a lot of people nowadays, they prefer being aided. They prefer being handed out or somebody helping them rather than them trying to help themselves or being real with themselves, being honest with themselves. That's not today's type of people. You got very few of those people. And when you have those type of people, you best believe they're going through pure hell. They're going through pure hell because the mass majority of people don't think like that. The mass majority of people nowadays are all about self. Individualism. It's no unity. This was all done by design. It's just it has reached its pinnacle now. And so you're seeing it on a mass scale, on a grand scale. You are seeing hate and love. You can clearly see the divide. And you can see that there's very much more hate than love. There's many more people out here that are non-sympathetic or empathetic to other people's feelings, or non-sensitive to what other people are going through. They're only concerned about how does it affect them immediately. They don't think about the long term. They only thinking about right now. And how could this change their current situation right now? No matter what it's going to do tomorrow, no matter what it's going to do later, years down the road, how it may devalue them, how they could be losing something so great, so valuable, a once in a lifetime opportunity. They could be missing out on that going forward, but they don't care. They don't know how to care. They don't know how to rationalize. They don't know how to actually calculate and add things up and put things in proper perspective. No, it's all about emotions. It's all about how I feel right now. And I need people to hear my story. I need people to feel me out. See, those people need other people to make them who they are. Those are dangerous people. Because without you knowing who you truly are, without you being honest with yourself about who you truly are and what your intentions truly are, you know what I'm saying? Anytime a person is willing to sacrifice the health and well-being of their own children just to make things right for themselves or as they perceive to be right, because most of the time it's unhealthy. Anytime you have a person that's willing to lie and manipulate just to be able to make another move, you know what I'm saying, rather than being upfront and being honest, or even just so much as just being loyal and committed and riding out the hard times with you. They're not gonna do that. They gotta paint a bad picture. They gotta create a bad stigma about you so that they can look justified, they can look right in their next move. See, their next move has already been made. By the time you figure it out, they already on to the next one. By the time you figure it out, it ain't nothing else you could do. Because once that woman or that man has decided that time has come and gone, trust me, that time has come and gone. It actually had been came and it had been gone. You just wasn't aware. And they wasn't going to tell you because it's just in the nature of a narcissist to try to use you for every little drop of blood that they can. They'll suck you dry. Because they don't have a concern for your well-being in their heart. So whatever's left of you is just what's left of you. If you just are a dead carcass, then you just a dead carcass and they'll let the rodents eat you up. I mean, literally. This is the mentality of a narcissist. Like, narcissist people only care about what benefits them. I mean, it took every degree. It could be their mama or their daddy. If it ain't beneficial to them as they perceive it, right then in the moment, then, hey, it's F you. It's F you. And see, a rational person, someone with a heart, a chosen being like myself, someone that does have a heart and sympathy and empathize with people. In my carnal mind, I can't understand it. I can't understand how I could put all this time and effort and love and care and not be recognized, not be treated fairly. But as the old people used to always say, and a lot of those sayings come to mind as I get older. Life ain't fair. Life just ain't fair. You don't always get what you put in because you got to be careful what you're putting in too. Like I said, you could plant a perfectly good seed in the wrong soil, and even though it may produce, the fruits of that seed or the vegetables or whatever it be can be tainted, corrupted, poisoned, and then you eat them, you consume them, and then what you think gonna happen to you? So you could have a perfectly healthy looking plant, or even perhaps it don't even grow at all. But the point is, don't be fooled by it. Don't be fooled by bad soil. Don't be fooled by bad ground. Make sure you do some observations and do some tests Do some soil and some conservation tests before you start planting a whole heap of seeds in the wrong ground. Because you'll hate to come back a couple months later and realize ain't nothing happened. Just a waste of time, a waste of energy, a waste of love, a waste of money, days, months, years. See, narcissists don't care. When their time has come for them to move, they gonna move. So it's up to us, good people, chosen ones, those of you all that's trying to walk the straight and narrow path of righteousness. It's up to us to take that lick and keep moving in strides. I'm speaking from a personal experience, y'all. I went through this recently on top of losing someone that was dear to me. And I'm telling you right now as I speak, I can almost feel myself losing air in my lungs. I can almost feel my heart skipping a beat because I had so much trust and love in this person. Only to find out that they would never love me back the same. Only to recognize and realize that they would never give me back not a fraction of what I poured into them. But not only that, that they would put salt on my name. That they would try to create me as this monster and make me out of a bad person, even to my own family and friends and children. So when people got it out for you and they really not for you, they don't care how bad they hurt you. Matter of fact, the worse they hurt you, the better they feel. Their whole objective is to move on from you and to shine on you. They want to move on from you because they have an opportunity in front of them that they have already chosen. They have already gave that person the green light. Believe you me, they've already gave that person the green light. Now they just had to come up with enough dirt on you to put you out there bad so that the public, who they are concerned with, because that's who mostly they're concerned with, the way that the public perceives them. That's another thing. That's another red flag you got to be aware of. A person that's always concerned with how other people perceive whatever's going on with them. They care more about what other people on the outside think of what's going on inside you all's situation than they actually put the effort and time into making the situation better. They care more about what other people think. That lets you know that's a red flag right there. That person may be narcissist. That person may not actually have your best interest at heart. That person will hurt you. Even to the point of, I'm talking about the unthinkable, which is what makes it that much easier for me as I think about it. Because a person that has that little consciousness of, first of all, how much I love them or how much I care for them or what I have done and I'm doing, they have that little consciousness or that little respect for what I'm doing. They can't have total control of their emotions. They can't have total control of the way they think, because a person that's just in a rational mind, a person that's being real, even when you're mad, when you calm down and you think about things in a more realistic way, then you're going to say, well, you know what? Yeah, he does do this, or he did do that, or he did take care of that. I need to really just calm down, tone down a little bit. You'll never get that with a narcissist. I promise you'll never get that. I'll bet my bottom dollar. I'll bet my last dollar. You'll never get that with a real narcissist, because they're never wrong in their eyes. And they're going to try to paint you to be the most wrong, most monster, hateful drivenest person they ever met. They want the world to look at you and frown. They want the world to look at you and shake his head, because you're supposed to be bad. And now she's gonna get props for moving on, because she's gonna be looked at as though she got in strength. She got enough strength to move on from that toxic nigga. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just stay strong, brothers and sisters out there that's going through these type of situations. And what you gotta do is, you gotta take, like I tell y'all all the time, I got several videos about it, but you gotta take that pain and you gotta create something and be passionate about it. Let that pain fuel your passion. And then the next thing you know, you blow. And then don't let that be your motivation though. But it's nothing more gratifying than actually becoming accomplished or doing something meaningful, purposeful. After, you know what I'm saying? After a horrible breakup with someone that you know that was narcissist, someone that you know that you tried everything you could with. You gave them all the tools that you could to help build a better relationship, but they weren't interested in that. They needed you to do things, or they needed to poke you and provoke you to do certain things so that you could look bad and it could help them to gain clout or whatever it is that gives them the recognition that they're looking for. They needed to piggyback off of you by making you look bad, which would put them up on a pedestal in their eyes. And a lot of people will. And so that's why I'm trying to encourage people like you and I, because I know it can become so very discouraging when you see that people that you know you had great intentions with, you did all you could to make things better for. You know, we all could do something a little bit better. So don't get too wrapped up in that. Yeah, I could have. I know you're gonna become self-guilty. You're gonna start casting blame on yourself because you just can't get it. But just know, it's not you. Just know that. And know that you can do much better. And once you actually have removed that from your heart of trying to figure it out, I know because I went there for months on top of months trying to figure it out. What had I done? What could I do? Why did they just all of a sudden turn their back on me? They didn't just all of a sudden turn their back on me. This had been processing. I just went into plans. So I had already been written out the plan. So the process never alarmed me or alerted me that this was going to happen. They were going to leave you high and dry no matter what. Especially once you started exposing who they truly are. Once they saw that you had an opportunity to expose who they truly are, they were going to beat you to the punch. Just like little children. Just like on the jobs. You go on the jobs and people that go and snitch, they always run and snitch. And you try to figure out how is it that the boss man or the boss lady keep coming to me and keep throwing subliminal messages towards me or at me. Because that one person just keep running back telling them. They keep getting to them first. And a lot of people tend to go along with what they hear first. That's just the fact of life. Like a lot of people don't go through the process of weeding things out. They just automatically jump for whoever came to them first. And in their eyes, in their mind, that's who's being the most truthful. In their minds, in their eyes, that's who's being the most honest. But it ain't about that. It's about being honest, which most of those people could never be truthfully anyway. So they spend the bulk of their lives and the most of their time creating lies, putting together fathom in different types of ways to destroy you, because they feel like that's going to build them up. I dealt with a person like this, and once they told me that they kept saying something about their story. They kept telling me, oh, my story gonna be this and my story gonna be that. I'm like, but I really ain't even doing nothing to you. I really ain't doing all this shit you're trying to put out there. At what point are you gonna be honest about it? They'll never be honest about it. That's a part of them. That's who they are. And we have to realize that it's chosen people because, see, we naturally want to be a caretaker. We naturally want to be a protector. We naturally want to try to service these people with hope that we can correct them. But it doesn't work like that. Nope. They have to be dealt with on a more spiritual base. They have to be dealt with on a more spiritual base. You can't just think you can change those people yourself. It's going to have to be an act of God. Literally, an act of God will have to change them, because it's something that's embedded in their spirit. It's in their heart. It's in their mind. They have no other choice until the spirit has led them to feel different. But you won't change them. So the best thing you can do is pray for them. Pray for them. And pray for them. So with that being said, if you're going through any of these things that I've just mentioned, I'm going to pray for you. And I hope that you pray nothing but the best for me. I don't usually accept prayers from anybody because I know everybody ain't praying for me. Some people praying on me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't usually invite people to pray on me. But if you're truly praying for me and you truly got care in your heart for me or anybody like me that's facing any of these type of situations that I just made mention to, you're dealing with anything slightly or remotely in remnants of what I've just spoke in reference to, this is for you. And I pray that you receive freedom, peace, and abundance. It's your time now. You just got to make the first step. You got to cut off that leech. You got to cut off that parasite, that disease that's trying to destroy you, that's trying to take your life. Until the next time, I'm Determined Black Man John J. Y'all stay up, Stay humble and stay good people. I'm out. One.